Mustache, Noveller, Desert Fires.
Hello, my needle drops. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and see that? See that? That's a video you gotta see. If you don't see this video, then you And I was turned onto her work back in 2007. And then I was young, brash, listening to a lot of noise music, a lot of drone music, and I was all like, oh my god, I like Naja. Naja's a cool band. And then Last FM was all like, oh, hey dude, you should probably listen to some Noveller. And so I did. So I listened, and I liked, and I found that not too long after she joined up with the noise rock band Parts and Labor, but only long enough to record one album, Receivers, which quickly became one of my favorites in their discography simply because of how minimalist it is and just the beautiful walls of noise and walls of guitar sound in that album. In 2009, she released the album Red Rainbows, whose opening track actually got a 9 out of 10 on track reviews for you old school needle drops. This is the follow-up to that LP, and needless to say, I was excited to hear some of this noise. I wonder what Chuchesta thinks about noise.
I think I'd rather listen to something else.
I hate Chuchesta. So if Red Rainbows was a hurricane, then this album is the calm after the storm. Because this release is nowhere near as harsh or avant-garde or unsettling. This album is subdued, pretty ambient, and I would go as far as to say relaxing. This LP is about a half an hour long, and a lot of tracks sport a clear chord progression, which is something a little new for me when I'm listening to Noveller's music. There are a lot of shimmering guitar effects and just lush chords. On the first track, Almost Alright, I was kind of thinking that Noveller was going post-rock on me almost. This thing is pretty easy on the ears, but that's not to say it doesn't have an edge. There's quite a bit of tension in the idea that this album could get loud. Even though it does rumble a little bit and there is a bit of distortion, it feels like, yeah, this could be turned up more. This could be a little more aggressive. Noveller could get blaring if she wanted to. And a lot of the sounds in the background don't really drone as much as they kind of wash in and wash out, and wash in and wash out, slowly pulsating, kind of like smooth ocean waves. Chill waves. The songs don't really fade into one another that much, but there's still a lot of cohesion among them, as if they're just smaller parts of a bigger, more thematic whole. Red Rainbows was clearly an attack, and this LP is clearly a more ambient embrace. I think my only gripes about this LP is that it seems a little less experimental, a little less of a mind melter, and sometimes I want my mind melted. There's not really a what the fuck factor to this thing. All of the sounds, all of the sources of the sounds seem kind of obvious, whereas on her previous releases, there were a lot of points where I was just, wow, is this coming from a guitar? How is she making this sound? This is weird. But still, not to take away from this LP, the sounds are still very nice. Some high-grade soundscapes built out of loops, light distortion, and plenty of swells. I'm feeling a decent to strong 7 on this LP. It did not blow me away like Red Rainbows did, to be completely honest, and if you are looking for a harsher, more aggressive experience with your noise and your drone, I recommend starting there. However, if you're looking for something that is a lot more serene, Desert Fires. Anthony Fantano, Noveller, forever.